She's walking through the cloud with a circus mind that's running round, and butterflies and zebras and moonbeams, they're all in a fairy tale. It's all she ever thinks about, riding with a wind. When I'm sad, she comes to me with 1,000 smiles. She gives me free, but it's all right, she says, it's all right. Take anything you want from me, just about anything. Yeah, fly on, little wing. I'm sad, she comes to me with 1,000 smiles, each one's free. It's all right, she says, it's all right. Take anything you want from me. Anything. Yeah, yeah, fly on the wing.
Hello, everyone. My name is Swamp. I hope you liked that intro. I feel like I should do that every Friday until someone complains about it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, happy Friday. Hope you had a good week. I think we all had some good laughs, some good memes, some funny articles from Trump being on CNN. I was expecting it to be a train wreck, but it ended up being absolutely hilarious. Not that a train wreck wouldn't have been hilarious, but it actually was very good for Trump. He nailed it. It's what we've come to expect from old Trump, you know. He's been a little all over the place, but man, that town hall was fantastic. Yeah, it was a train wreck for CNN. That's why they ended it 20 minutes early. 20 minutes before their earliest time. They were originally going to do it, what was it, like 70 to 90 minutes or something like that, and they ended up cutting it up or stopping it 20 minutes before their early end time. And threw in 2 commercial breaks, which normally they don't do for those town hall things. It was pretty fantastic. All right, guys, don't forget, if you want to support the channel, check out the new merch, Swamp Armory merch. Be Armed, Be Dangerous, Be Moral is out now. Lots of good stuff on there. Of course, you can hit the PayPal if you would prefer to do that, or my favorite, which is the Super Chat Jukebox.
It is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. I think it's under control.
Well, that was appropriate for talking about the CNN town hall. All right, guys. First of all, you know it's time for Based Grandpa. Always coming in with his words of wisdom. You know, I don't ever check to see if I'm reusing them, so that's probably going to happen eventually. But, you know, there's nothing I can do about that. That's just the way it is. It is an unavoidable problem, I can assure you. All right, based grandpa. Take it away.
It's not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs and comes short again and again, for there is no effort without error and shortcoming, but who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, and who spends himself at a worthy cause. And at the best, in the end, knows the triumph of high achievement.
It's really just your motivational speech for the weekend, you know?
At least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who know neither victory nor defeat. I love each and every one of you. Stay the course.
It's extremely motivational. It gets me pumped every time. All right, you guys, you know what time it is. All the news that was fit to print this week. Swamp in print. Okay. Teacher fired for filming raunchy TikTok dances in classroom. Teachers are just now getting fired for this? How long have they been doing this? A dance-loving educator has reportedly been fired from her position for performing sexy dances with her students and posting videos on TikTok. The teacher, who is Brazilian, of course she's Brazilian, has taught English all around the world, with her most recent class being taught at an unnamed language school. In a bid to engage her students, she began dancing with her pupils in the classroom. I think that was probably very engaging for the students. Quote, one of my students invited me to dance with him, and the class really enjoyed the interaction. After that, the other students began to ask questions too, and I took advantage of the interaction and interest of the students to apply my classes with more quality, because the students are more interested and excited. That is certainly one way to put it. This teacher has an OnlyFans, so if that gives you any idea what kind of dancing we're talking about here. I'm not sure that it's super educational. McDonald's found liable after girl 4 suffered second-degree burns from hot chicken McNugget. Holy crap. This is still happening? This is like the famous case from with the coffee. McDonald's and a franchise holder are at fault after a hot chicken McNugget from a Happy Meal fell onto a little girl's leg and caused second-degree burns. A jury in South Florida found in a case reminiscent of the famous hot coffee lawsuit. A second jury will determine how much McDonald's USA and its franchise owner Upchurch Foods will pay the child and her mother. How hot does a chicken McNugget have to be? What are they doing in that kitchen? Wow. Our sympathies go out to this family for what occurred in this unfortunate incident, as we hold customer safety as one of our highest priorities. Well, apparently not, because this keeps happening. McDonald's owner-operator Brent Upchurch said in a statement, "We are deeply disappointed with today's verdict because the facts show that our restaurant in Tamarack, Florida did indeed follow those protocols when cooking and serving this Happy Meal." Wow, he's like, our deepest sympathies, but it wasn't our fault. Leave us alone. Juries heard 2 days of testimony and arguments about the 2019 episode that left the 4-year-old with a burned upper thigh. Holy crap, they have pictures of it. Yeah, I'd say they're probably liable for that. Holy crap. That's not, like, hot. I mean, that's sear your skin off. Holy crap. What were they doing in that kitchen? It's just a McNugget. What else we got? Dylan Mulvaney says TikTok became a culture war after Bud Light backlash. Oh yeah, it became a culture war after Bud Light. it, in a weird way, has been a blessing to sort of break that people-pleasing mentality, said Mulvaney. Really? Dylan Mulvaney's been a people-pleaser, huh? Trans activist and TikTok influencer Dylan Mulvaney said that her TikTok was once a pretty safe space, but became a culture war in the comments following conservative outrage over her partnership with Bud Light in early April. In an episode of the Dear Schuler podcast this week, Mulvaney said the criticism has impacted her sleep and emphasized that she speaks as much now on her platform for the people who value her. What does that even mean? She can't sleep over this Bud Light thing. Oh, wow. We better knock it off. Guys, start buying Bud Light again. What's sad is my page for like a second was a pretty safe space, and then it sort of recently has become this like culture war in the comments. Man, that was painful to read. Wow. Mulvaney broke her week-long silence on TikTok in late April when she remarked that dehumanization has never fixed anything in history ever. Now there are hundreds of thousands of people that do not like me, and I still sometimes can't sleep. I'm sorry. You hate to see it. That is unfortunate. It's not like you are getting what you deserve. All right, what else we got? Louisiana police find woman's body in walk-in freezer at Arby's restaurant. That sounds like a Mad Lib. Authorities in Louisiana are investigating a suspicious death after a body was found in a walk-in freezer at an Arby's restaurant. The police department said the female victim wasn't... How do they know it was female? Did they ask her pronouns? This is already really bigoted. Get it together. The female victim was an employee at the restaurant on E. Admiral... Okay, yeah, where it was located. Her cause of death has not yet been determined. So it was an employee that discovered the female deceased inside the cooler, and the deceased is an employee of the restaurant. Wait, so someone got locked in the walk-in cooler and died? I've worked at a lot of restaurants. I don't know how you could lock yourself in a cooler. That seems strange. I'm sensing foul play, but that's just the skeptic in me. According to preliminary information, the death is suspicious. Oh, okay, yeah. But foul play is not expected. It may have been an accident. Nothing is set in stone yet. A situation like this is unusual, so we're taking extra precautions during the investigation. I'm sorry, this is just goofy. Just absolutely goofy. And they still have on their sign, "We have the meats." That's my commentary. It's my commentary. Marjorie Taylor Greene's fawning take on Donald Trump's CNN town hall backfires. Oh, man. The walls are closing in. Extremist Marjorie Taylor Greene on Thursday praised former President Donald Trump for his controversial, lie-filled town hall on CNN, calling it outstanding. The far-right congresswoman claims she laughed and laughed with the former president after his appearance on Wednesday. I enjoyed congratulating President Trump on his outstanding town hall and undefeated record against CNN. The conspiracy theory peddling lawmaker tweeted alongside an image of herself on a cell phone. They had to air him telling the truth about how the 2020 election was rigged and stolen, she added, referencing Trump's on-air peddling of his baseless election claims. We laughed and laughed. Well, it just sounds wholesome. Critics certainly weren't tickled by her tweet, though. David Weissman says, "You are practically begging to be his VP, aren't you?" Wow, got her. Wow, what an own, David. Another person tweeted, "If it's trashy and lies, of course you like it." Another person, "That's because governing is a joke to you." No way. People were upset at something Marjorie Taylor Greene said. This is groundbreaking information. Thank you, Huffington Post, for another amazing, amazing story. Well done. All right. Dude, these people are so lame. These people upset about Marjorie Taylor Greene laughing about CNN's poor performance. Let me see if I can pull this up. So this was her. Pretty normal. Pretty normal tweet, I would say. But critics certainly weren't tickled by her tweet, though. Bam. Got her. Oh. No way. Bobby Wesson says, "You're an idiot. Got him. Got him." I actually didn't plan on this being a Twitter thread of the week, but I guess we're on Twitter thread of the week. Uh-oh. Someone posted something that's blocked. I would never show anything inappropriate on here, so we're going to have to close that off now. All right, first up. I thought this was hilarious. There seems to be different opinions floating around on this, but this was not originally in the show, and I happened to come across it. And I did share that I found this in the Discord. We got to watch the report for this. Vehicular crime wave. Baltimore suing Kia and Hyundai over lack of anti-theft tech. If that doesn't sound hilarious to you, I'm just not sure what you think is funny. There has been a rise in crime, so their solution is to sue Kia and Hyundai. I mean, this is exactly like how they want to be able to sue gun manufacturers, because, you know, it's just complete and utter nonsense. Thefts of vehicles continue to trend in Maryland. Here, we gotta watch this. I gotta see if it's as funny as I think it is. Oh, sound on? There we go.
With this federal suit filed today in U.S. District Court, Baltimore joins a growing list of U.S. cities, including St. Louis, Milwaukee, and Seattle, to sue Kia and Hyundai for damages. Baltimore City is suing Hyundai and Kia in federal court for actions that fueled a vehicular crime wave. That's according to the lawsuit, which was filed today in U.S. District Court. The suit claims the business decision to not equip vehicles with industry-standard anti-theft technology,
well, they should have provided it. Everyone else seems to provide it. A little disappointed.
Is behind the massive spike in
I love
auto
the
thefts in Baltimore
obligatory
City.
random guy at a gas station saying what they want him to say.
According to BPD data, with Kias and Hyundais making up more than 40% of those stolen vehicles.
It does make neighborhoods less safe, and that's everywhere, not just in the Medfield area or the city.
It is a crime, the suit argues, that has put residents' property and lives at risk and has drained city coffers in an attempt to stem the rising crime trend.
It's everywhere, and Hyundai should take responsibility for that.
We reached out to Kia and Hyundai for a response to today's lawsuit that was filed.
Dude, this is so ridiculous. Get out of here. Oh man, crime has just been skyrocketing. It's the damn car manufacturers. That's what it is. That is the underlying problem. If they just had the proper anti-theft technology in their cars, this wouldn't happen. Oh. All right, let's see what the manufacturers had to say. If it was anything other than, "Oh, go to hell." You know it's not going to be, though. It's going to be something like, we're so sorry. Oh my gosh, it's all our fault.
Kia America sent us a statement which reads in part, lawsuits against Kia by municipalities are without merit. Kia has been and continues to be willing to work cooperatively with law enforcement agencies in the greater Baltimore area to combat car theft and the role social media has played in encouraging it. Hyundai's response to 11 News points out that they followed all the federal requirements. It also blames thieves for spreading the how-to on social media, and it makes no mention of any law.
Kia blames the thieves for doing it? Well, that's remarkable and actually bigoted, because I'm sure a lot of these people stole these Kias because they were just poor inner city people of color that needed to buy bread for their families, and they couldn't do it because they didn't have a car, and so their white neighbor had a Kia and they had to steal it. So it's not the thieves. It's not the thief's fault. It's the system of oppression that has resulted in this. So it's actually Kia's fault. If they would have just put in better anti-theft devices, this wouldn't be happening. The absolute gall of Kia to suggest that it's the fault of the people stealing the cars. What an absolute clown world. It's just remarkable. Absolutely remarkable. Okay, on to everyone's favorite part of the show.
Holds near and dear to you that you like to be able to... Anyway.
Warning. This may be disturbing to some viewers. And by some viewers, I mean myself included. Biden, the man without a brain.
I'm pretty excited. Are you excited?
I'm looking forward to this, man.
What do you want to do?
Show me something. Come here, man.
So I hate to be the bearer of bad news.
Come on, man.
What's your plan here?
Look, this is not... But
You knew she was 13.
No, I didn't.
Well, I've got the transcript right here. So this is funny, right?
You know, I get all this information about...
Instead of taking responsibility, he tried...
What a fantastic edit. That is amazing. Another great find from the meme channel on the Discord. But really, I do actually have a there is some real stuff coming here as well. The first thing is really I mean it's Biden related, but he clearly has no control over this. I just didn't know where else to talk about this or to show this. For some reason, the Biden campaign, they love this underlined, handwritten with the red pen thing. They really think that this is convincing. I don't know. It makes him seem more likable or something. But they use this all the time on their posts, and to me, as usual, it seems just absolutely stupid. See, look at this. Look at this. So I don't know if it's that they just think that their voters are stupid, but they couldn't just put out this ridiculous thing saying 217 House Republicans voted to cut Meals on Wheels. They had to underline in red pen voted and circle in red pen cut. They love doing this. There's at least one post a day from Joe Biden and the White House account that has this, and I don't understand it. Again, this was just something I didn't know where to put in the show. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm nitpicking, but it seems absolutely stupid, which is perfectly on par. It's exactly what we expect from Joe Biden and his team. But this segment is usually about video clips. So here's Joe Biden making a call to somebody who has donated to his re-election campaign. And I guess we're not supposed to notice how edited this is, but the woman hangs up on Joe Biden. I mean, this whole thing is super cringe and obviously staged, but even with that, they have her hang up on him. It's just the weirdest damn thing. Watch this.
You know, $25 a month is a big deal for a lot of people.
Huge deal.
Hello?
Robert, it's Joe Biden. How are you?
God.
How you doing?
Oh my God, I'm beside myself. I'm good. I'm still here. I'm kicking.
Well, you're more than kicking. They told me you contributed $25 and heard I was running again. God love you. No, you have no idea how much that means to me. I really mean it.
Oh, it's super genuine. Super duper genuine.
Well, I do what I can do because I really believe in you and the things you're doing for the country. God knows we need it. We need your help. Nobody would be better in the position with all the things in the world than
Totally
you.
real phone call.
Thank you so much for calling. Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, but did you catch it? Did you catch it?
No, $25 a month.
To me, this is the biggest indication that it's staged, is they're in the middle of talking, and she's the one that ends the conversation.
Thank you so much for calling. Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye.
I don't know. That's just funny to me.
Big deal.
Whoa, my face went all crazy there for a second. I don't know. The first time I watched that, that's what jumped out to me. I mean, is it just me? It seems strange. You're on the phone with the president, and he's saying, "Oh yeah, thanks for donating." He's like, "Oh yeah, and thanks for the compliment." And she goes, "Thanks, bye bye." But no, it's totally legit. This is 100% a legit phone call that happened.
Holds near and dear to you that you like to be able to. Anyway.
In other Democrat news, I'm sure you've noticed that one of the main things that leftists, progressives, Democrats, whatever you want to call them, the crazies, the crazy people, one of the things that they do is just completely are advancing whatever agenda they have completely unchecked. Totally just, they have free reign. And then a small group of people steps up and says, "Whoa, wait a minute, buddy. Slow down there. Slow your roll. This is getting out of control. What are you doing?" And then all of a sudden, they act as if I was just living my life totally normally, and then they came out of nowhere and attacked me. I wasn't doing anything. I was just, everything was great. And then these conservative, right-wing, ultra-MAGA extremist terrorists came out of nowhere and pounced. But there's this hilarious thing called red, wine, and blue. And it seems to be a response to the Moms for Liberty, which was a group that was put together to stop left-wing indoctrination in schools. So they put together, and of course it says red, wine, and blue, organization of upper middle class moms. I mean, that's the cringe there is so obvious, I don't even need to bring it up. But their whole thing is that they were just living their lives totally normally, and then out of nowhere, all these right-wing terrorists, domestic terrorist extremists came out of nowhere to just indoctrinate their children. I mean, all they were doing was having drag queens read to their kids and showing them pornography in libraries. I mean, it's totally unwarranted. So they came up with their own organization. And just as you'd expect, it's this total feigning of total ignorance as to any reason why this would be happening to them. These poor progressives. Poor progressives.
You might look at this footage and think, what on earth is going on? When did my community lose its mind and succumb to hatred and book banning? What if I told you it didn't?
I don't think most parents are aware that these attacks on public education are meant to get rid of public education altogether.
Under the guise of parental rights, extremist outside groups are targeting school boards.
Oh, we are definitely coming for school board seats.
What if I told you you have the power to change all of this?
I want to talk about red, wine, and blue.
Red, wine, and blue.
Red, wine, and blue.
If our political leaders are not going to stand up to this, we are. We're launching a new campaign called Freedom to Parent 21st Century Kids because we want our kids to be prepared for the 21st century. We are going to come together as moms and do what we do best.
Moms need to know that we can fight back.
I want my kids to know about the world and the world around them.
I don't want to be told how to raise my kids by extremists.
This is not political. This is about fighting for our children's future.
I want to be prepared for the future.
Join us.
Beautiful and brave. Absolutely beautiful and brave. They're standing up to this right-wing hate mob, as Hugh Donnelly would say, that has just come out of nowhere. What possible reason did these other parents have to be so angry? It's a mystery, really. It was just, everything was going along just fine. And then all of a sudden, some parents showed up and said, hey, why are there boys in the girls' bathroom? Totally nuts. Just totally crazy. No one knows why this is happening. And how come it's the progressives who make fun of conservative women for being, wine moms? The stereotype of the conservative right-wing mom who is drinking wine at her kid's soccer game, and they make fun of it, but then when they start an organization, they call it Red, Wine, and Blue? It's on every level. This is just absolutely absurd. But what else would you expect? And I have to warn you guys. Breaking news. If you use social media, there are now new phrases and things that you're not allowed to say. Otherwise, they will be flagged by experts and passed on to the FBI, etc. So, of course, I'm here to help you guys so that you can navigate the social media landscape. So, last I checked, pretty much every single thing that I've ever posted on Twitter is just nothing but red flags to the FBI. But we've got some new ones here. So be careful. Be careful. If you post this, you may end up on a watch list. And I just got to say real quick, if you're not already on a watch list, then you are seriously slacking. You need to get on top of that.
That's why experts are using this week to raise awareness and show the importance of knowing the facts as you are scrolling, tapping, and clicking through websites and social media.
So we have a few phrases that if you see these phrases online, you should just take a minute before sharing that information. So we call it take a pause.
Those red flag phrases are, let that sink in. The media won't report this. Make this go viral. Do your own research. And there are no coincidences.
When you see some of those phrases that are just triggering you to somebody's trying to hide information and I need to make sure everybody has this information. Things like that should trigger you.
That's why experts are using this.
Believe me, as someone who's had Twitter for, I don't know, almost a year now, I am very aware that there is a lot that triggers these people. And I just want to say, this list of things that they put, this is the things you're supposed to look out for. I think this is just one of my tweets verbatim. Let that sink in. The media won't report this. We need to make this go viral. Seriously, go do your own research. There are no coincidences. If that doesn't sound like a swamp tweet to you, I don't know what does. But no, that's not entirely true, because I would never say make this go viral, because I'd have to kick my own ass if I ever said that. That's even a bridge too far for me. If I catch you saying that, I'm going to report you to the FBI. What is this, TikTok? Get out of here. Yeah, I know a lot of you guys are using those all those phrases, so watch your ass, man. Watch your ass. That was like they had the what was the other list that they had recently where it had phrases that were actually officially designated by the FBI that were, you know, right-wing extremist phrases, and it was like, we're so back, it's so over. I mean, based is on the list, but I think based has been on the list for like 5 years already, so, you know. All right, on to the main event, the main course, ladies and gentlemen. Did you know Donald Trump was on CNN? There's hardly been anybody covering this, so I'm going to have to break this down for you because it's an underreported on story. First of all, it was hilarious. I think we know that. I knew one way or another it was going to be hilarious. No matter what happened, it was going to be, at the very least, it was going to be funny. What I did not expect was how funny the aftermath was going to be. So here's Anderson Cooper saying that his viewers have every right to no longer watch CNN because of this. An interesting strategy, but I guess when you've been so surrounded by psychotic people, you kind of have to, I mean, what did you expect was going to happen? Watch this amazing clip from the one, the only, Anderson Cooper.
Many of you have expressed deep anger and disappointment. Many of you are upset that someone who attempted to destroy our democracy was invited to sit on a stage in front of a crowd of Republican voters to answer questions and predictably continued to spew lie after lie after lie. And I get it. It was disturbing. It was disturbing to see and hear that person refer to a black law enforcement officer as a thug, an adjective he used many times to describe black men, and call Caitlin Collins, the moderator, nasty, which is what he calls any woman who stands up to him. It was disturbing to hear him speak so highly of QAnon conspirators and insurrectionists who assaulted police officers in our democracy on January 6th. And it was awful to hear him spread ridiculous lies about the election. And it was certainly disturbing to hear that audience, young and old, our fellow citizens, people who love their kids and go to church, laugh and applaud his lies and his continued defamation of a woman who, according to a jury of his peers, he sexually abused and defamed. As good a job as Caitlin Collins did trying to fact-check him, it is impossible to fact-check fully because he lies so shamelessly. Now, many of you think CNN shouldn't have given him any platform to speak, and I understand the anger about that, giving him the audience, the time, I get that. But this is what I also get. The man you were so disturbed to see and hear from last night, that man is the front runner for the Republican nomination for president. And according to polling, no other Republican is even close. That man you were so upset to hear from last night, he may be president of the United States in less than 2 years. And that audience that upset you, that's a sampling of about half the country. They are your family members, your neighbors, and they are voting. And many said they're voting for him. Now, maybe you haven't been paying attention to him since he left office. Maybe you've been enjoying not hearing from him, thinking it can't happen again. Some investigation is going to stop him. Well, it hasn't so far. So if last night showed anything, it showed it can happen again. It is happening again. He hasn't changed, and he is running.
Oh, it keeps going. He just keeps going. Imagine watching this and honestly believing that you're watching news. How does this not sound like absolute state-run propaganda? This is deep state propaganda and a therapy session for the people that they know that they've made people have Trump derangement syndrome to a level that even seeing him on the TV would be enough to make people not ever watch CNN ever again. They created these monsters, and many of them are these monsters as well. It's just like it's a weird therapy session. It's like, come, let Anderson Cooper comfort you in this time of great despair, in the event that was worse than January 6th, 9/11, Pearl Harbor, the Civil War, and the War on Terror combined, which we all know was the CNN town hall with Donald Trump. These people are absolutely deranged. But of course, Anderson Cooper was far from the only person who was not happy about this. It may shock you to find out MSNBC was also quite upset about this, which I know. MSNBC, normally just a middle-of-the-road, straight facts news reporting. But for some reason this time, they're very angry, which is just so unusual for them. These people, man.
Okie doke, folks. It is not news what happened tonight at 8 p.m. on another network, and there is no sense in fact-checking or replaying the highlights. We are not going to analyze the former president of the United States repeating lies, smears, and bigotry. We have all heard it many, many times before. However, what we need to do tonight is solve for how news organizations will cover Donald J. Trump, the twice impeached, indicted, liable for sex abuse private citizen, if he does, in fact, win the Republican nomination. It has nothing to do with what he did tonight. He did what he has done countless times before. The question we need to answer is what we are all going to do next. So let's get...
Man, it's just crazy. How could anyone watch these networks and think that these are journalists? It's just a bunch of people trying to calm down hysterical children. Listen, what happened over there? Don't look at it. You don't even have to look at it. It's not even news. Don't even. It's fine. This is not a problem. It's we know he's bad. Just calm down. Breathe. These people are just absolutely hilarious. But again, Anderson Cooper, MSNBC. They're not the only ones that are very upset. Everyone's favorite man in the world, Keith Olbermann, is also quite upset. And he believes that the CEO of CNN should be fired. And, well, here, I'll let him explain it.
CNN must fire its CEO, Chris Licht, for an abomination unprecedented in American television history last night. Its new owners must sell the network, whose brand they irreparably destroyed last night. Gene Carroll needs to sue Trump again for the new defamatory comments he made about her last night. And moderator Caitlin Collins needs to sue her agent for ending her career last night. CNN must fire...
What is going on with these people? It is remarkable. These are the people that are supposed to be the top of the top. You know, these are the journalists holding the line, protecting democracy. Donald Trump shows up on TV and they all run around screaming. And are you trying to convince your audience that everything's going to be okay? Are you trying to convince yourself? But wait, there's more.
To catastrophize over Trump that he's actually going to lose because he keeps drilling down deeper and deeper into his base. But it is. I can't believe I'm going to use catastrophizing language here. But it was disgraceful on every level. It showed I wouldn't say it's dangerous for democracy because we passed that a long time ago. But it shows
this is worse than being dangerous for democracy.
Of Trumpism over 8 years, and I've got to say, the most shocking part was an audience who cheered on a president who tried to overturn American democracy. An audience that mocked and ridiculed a woman who a jury of her peers, Donald Trump's peers, found had been sexually assaulted. Those
That's
Americans
not what happened, by the way.
Last night turned that into a punchline.
Because it's hilarious.
Laughed and dismissed. Cops getting the shit kicked out of them.
Whoa,
on
whoa.
January the 6th.
Watch your language, buddy. I know this is the end of the world, but come on.
Calling a cop a thug who actually was trying to stop people from the House floor from being killed. I just could go on and on.
Well, please don't, because we don't want to see a grown man cry on national television. But, you know, both, they keep bringing this up about Gene Carroll and saying, you know, absolutely ridiculous. He mocked a woman that he sexually assaulted, and they found that he did do this, which actually they did not. That's not what happened. But is this person credible? Because they're acting as if like this is totally, we know this is 100% true. Donald Trump raped a woman in a changing room is what they're saying. And this is confirmed. We know this for a fact. I wonder why they don't really have her on TV after this amazing interview that she did. She doesn't really show up that much anymore, at least not without her lawyer. But this is the woman, by the way, that they're giving all this credit to, that she's a super, super duper credible witness.
Yeah. You don't feel like a victim?
I was not thrown on the ground and ravished. Which the word rape carries so many sexual connotations. This was not sexual. It hurt. It just, you know.
Well, I think most people think of rape as it is a violent assault. It is not.
I think most people think of rape as being sexy.
Let's take a short break.
Think of the fantasies.
We're going to take a quick break. If you can stick around, we'll talk more on the other side.
You're fascinating to talk to.
You don't feel like it.
Totally not a crazy person. Very, very, very credible. And that's Anderson Cooper interviewing her. And he even said that crap about how he was making jokes of a sexual assault victim. Anderson, Andy, buddy, you were the one who interviewed her, where she said that most people think rape is sexy. And she became such a nutter that you had to break for commercial and try to get her to stop talking. And after the town hall happened, I tried to pull this clip up on YouTube. CNN cut this part out of the interview. So it's still the Anderson Cooper interview is still on YouTube from CNN, but they cut this part out. Oh no, yeah. Trump is the one who's looking bad here. Oh, dude, you can't make this stuff up at this point. It's gotten so out of control. Okay. Let's do, oh man, I've got so many of these. It just keeps going. You have, I'll just do, I won't do all of them because, man, there's so many clips. I got all of them pulled up here. This has been going on longer than I expected. We're already at an hour. I didn't think that it would take this long to get through this. We won't watch this whole clip, but just, the hits just keep coming for these poor people. These poor journalists. everyone's favorite MSNBC anchor, Chris Hayes, this absolute mental powerhouse here. Just a psychological giant.
The core reason last night was bad is the simple, undeniable truth that Donald Trump attempted to end American democracy, that man. He tried to destroy the foundational conceit of this country. It's the one we all celebrate, right? Since the Revolution of 1776, that the government is chosen by the people, that we decide who rules over us, that we are not ruled by a king nor a strongman. That's kind of the whole thing, right? That's the soul of the American experiment. Not only did he try to snuff that out, he failed in doing so, but wants to finish the job. I cannot stress this strongly enough. You did not need to watch the town hall last night to know that, despite what people may say about making news. His 2024 campaign, to those of us who have been observing above all else, is a campaign.
The propagandists in full swing. And you know it's super duper mega ultra serial because they have to keep telling you that it's super duper ultra mega super serial. But there was some funny stuff that happened right after, where again CNN just couldn't keep control of the situation. I guess the new CEO of CNN, you know, he said that he wants to try to go back to being actual news. I think we all know it's too late for that because the people they have there don't know what to do when they actually when they put real people in front of them. So this is got to be one of the funniest things, at least since the Donald Trump town hall, which was right before it, on CNN. It's just pure gold, and they just don't know how to handle it because they've been in their bubble for so long. They've been only a propaganda outlet for so long that when they actually get real people there, they're like, oh crap.
Does it bother you that he keeps talking about 2020 and not 2024? I'll ask you first. This is Jonathan Leslie. He's 40, Republican, voted for Trump twice. How do you feel about those lies?
So I feel like part of it's also the media narrative, as you guys asked him the first question at the town hall about the 2020 election, rather than current stuff.
So don't you think he could say it's time for me to start talking about 2024 and not lies that aren't true?
Couldn't the media ask him a question about 2024?
Well, there were questions, but you're right. That was the first thing, but that's something that was on our mind. And that's why I was asked first. Mike McGlaughlin, does it bother you
the whole question was just dripping with just this ridiculous. What do you think about those lies? What do you think about those lies? And I like how it's just beautiful. I mean, what a bookends to this clip. It starts with the
Does it bother you that he keeps talking about 2020 and not 2024? I'll ask you first.
Does it bother you that he keeps talking about it? He just keeps talking about it, and then he just pivots to this as if no one's going to notice.
24?
Well, there were questions, but you're right. That was the first thing, but that's something that was on our mind. And that's why I was asked first. Mike McGlaughlin, does it bother you?
But it was something that was on our mind. Oh, so it was you that did it. Nicely done. But, of course, whenever you have someone like Donald Trump anywhere talking about anything, the misinformation is always sure to follow. So this clip, and before I play it, you need to know, this is fake. Okay, this is not a real clip. This is deep fake, doctored information. Because it's going to seem so believable that you're going to say this is absolutely true. But luckily, we have people who work for NBC, ABC. You know, we have journalists who are explaining this to us, like this guy from NBC, who was explaining to us that this is a fake clip. And he says it's outrageous because his gullible Trump supporters will believe that it's real. So Again, this is fake. And if I hadn't told you that this is fake, you would have absolutely no idea. It seems 100% legit.
That was President Donald J. Trump ripping us a new asshole here on CNN's live presidential town hall. Thank you for watching. Have a good night. That was President.
So what do you think, guys? Does that seem super duper real to you? Would you have fallen for that if I'd... Trump 2024. Thank you, Vic. I appreciate it.
You've been the big guy for 6 months now in the White House. Can you take us behind the scenes, something that was extraordinary or unusual that happened that stands out to you?
Here's the deal. I want to say, I like to walk out of my robe to go in.
I messed it up a little bit, but it was there. It was there. But yeah. Are you guys, your ultra MAGA people, are you so dim-witted that if you saw this, you would have thought this was real, right? You would have been like, wow, I can't believe Anderson Cooper admitted that he got destroyed.
That was President Donald J. Trump ripping us a new asshole here on CNN's live presidential town hall. Thank you for watching. Have a good night.
Clearly not a joke. I'm pretty sure anybody would have fallen for that. It seems so legit. Man, that took a lot longer to get through than I expected, all that stuff. I still had 3 more clips of people melting down on the news. I guess we'll skip to... Uh-oh. Oh, man. Oh, it's still on... I think it's... Say we got to get to our video submission of the week. But it's been deleted off of Twitter. It was deleted. But it might still be on the Discord unless... Let's see. Ah, no. It was deleted. Man. I thought this wasn't going to happen anymore, Elon Musk. Is this because of your new CEO? They're already taking down content? Bummer. Huh. Damn. Well, I guess I should pick something else then. What a bummer. That was a great clip. Oh, well, I guess we'll have to wait till next week to get a new, the next video submission. I gotta pull up something else then, if that's what we're doing. Or since we can't do that. Check it out. This page doesn't exist. They took it down. Elon Musk, you said this wasn't going to happen anymore. Those bastards. All right. We'll do this clip instead since it's still here. At least I think it's still there. Let's check. Thank God. So, I'm sure everyone is very excited. Next month is Pride Month because we never hear from the LGBTQ AI RP WTF LMAO 2+ tilde community ever. We never hear from them, so next month we're finally gonna get to hear from them. So for a change, we're gonna listen to them leading up to it to prepare for Pride Month, because again, we never hear from these people. They're never out there in your face. It just never happens. So to get ready for Pride Month, here is something that's going to help you be a better cis ally, which of course is very important.
Cis allies are the ones that have been causing the most pain consistently. Stop telling trans people that you care about them and then literally doing nothing about your allyship. Especially if you know a trans person personally. They have spent years or whatever amount of time to educate you and to beg you to actually be there for them, and you just stand there and you watch as this stuff happens? Where the fuck are you, cis allies, besides harassing me and bullying me in my fucking comments? Every fucking...
It is actually pretty remarkable that there are still people who consider them to be allies, or they consider themselves to be allies. If someone was talking to me like this, well, I can't say what would happen because there are preschool toys present here. Toy Story reference, you guys. Not a weird reference. Toy Story. Well, why? If you're someone who actually is, a quote unquote ally, as soon as they start talking like this, why don't you just how can you not just throw your hands up and go, well, son of a bitch. Nothing I do is good enough for you. Go back to piece of shit narcissist town and just leave me alone.
time I get some comment, some fucking message, I have to take a deep breath and go, all right, let's do this again. Why is it that the people who are defending me and other trans people in the comments are other trans people? It's not bigots that are my fucking issue. It's y'all. I don't care how you personally feel about me. I care if my community survives this. And I have absolutely no tolerance for anything else. No excuses. And if you're a cis person who has trans people in your personal life,
oh, it's getting serious.
You need to really evaluate how you're interacting with that space. You get to choose who you are. And right now, who y'all are being is bullies and just fucking negligent. And I'm exhausted, so...
You know what? You know what I'm exhausted by? And I've brought this up many times before. I'm totally ignoring all that crazy nonsense about trans allyship and stuff. I'm going to talk about a real, genuine issue that bothers me, and it doesn't get enough attention. Stop saying y'all. Stop it. Stop it. It's not your word, okay? Knock it off. This is cultural appropriation, and I am absolutely tired of it. It's my word. I can't stand it. It's they all do it. Every single one of them. Man. Well, I hope that gets you ready for Pride Month. We've got what? 2.5 weeks before Pride Month. So, I'll make sure you're ready. Don't worry. We'll actually be covering something that never gets talked about, which is LGBTQ issues. It never gets discussed. So, leading up to Pride Month, we'll make sure that this is front and center. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, like the stream, check out the new merch, get a hat, a t-shirt, be armed, be dangerous, be moral. Check out donations to PayPal if you want to support the channel. And of course, Super Chats on YouTube. Get the Super Chat Jukebox. So one thing I'm going to start doing every Friday. Been doing the video submissions, which would have happened tonight if Twitter hadn't taken down the video. Elon, looking at you, buddy. What's going on over there? The new CEO is already screwing everything up. But we're going to do video submissions, and then we're actually going to end the show with something that I actually like. Some clip, meme, anything that's actually good. It's not just utterly depressing or depraved on every single level. Something to get your weekend started off right so we can laugh and cry and, go through all of the depravity through every single circle of hell through the entire Friday show, and then we'll end up in a nice place. So there's been a lot of these going around online, and I gotta say, I love it. AI generating things, because it can now do video, and you already know about the voices and the pictures, but it can do video. There's been a trend of people using AI to make, a movie, but what if Wes Anderson made it? Since he has such a pronounced style, it ends up being hilarious. So this is Lord of the Rings if it was directed by Wes Anderson. And I gotta say, I would give it a shot. It certainly looks way better than those god-awful Hobbit movies. God, they were terrible.
In the quaintest corner of Middle-earth, embark on an epic journey unlike any you've experienced before. This winter, Wes Anderson presents a heartwarming and quirky adaptation of a beloved classic, The Whimsical Fellowship. Meet Frodo Baggins, an unassuming hobbit, chosen for an extraordinary task. Guided by the enigmatic wizard Gandalf, Frodo embarks on a captivating journey with a colorful crew. Follow these heroes as they traverse idyllic countrysides and enchanted forests, bound together by a mission to save their world from looming darkness.
Our quest is clear. We must destroy the One Ring, overcome the eccentricities of our newfound fellowship, and perhaps learn the true meaning of friendship along the way. For this adventure, we'll require a walking stick, antique maps, breakfast, the Ring of Power, a pipe, a sword, and second breakfast.
Featuring an illustrious cast of Middle-earth's most distinctive inhabitants, starring Timothée Chalamet, Bill Murray, Tilda Swinton, Edward Norton, Lea Seydoux, Benicio del Toro, Adrian Brody, Bob Balaban, Jeff Goldblum, Ben Stiller, Christoph Waltz, Willem Dafoe, and Owen Wilson. The Whimsical Fellowship is a refreshingly unique interpretation of Tolkien's timeless tale. Journey into theaters this summer, and remember, not all those who wander are lost.
AI is absolutely out of control. And man, the main reason why I would watch this if it was made, you know what it is. Let's see, where is he? Oh. Willem Dafoe is Smeagol. Fantastic. I need to make this my phone background or something. That is just, it's perfect, man. It's absolutely perfect. Oh. There you go, guys. Something positive to start your weekend instead of all of the insanity that we normally go through. No TikTok winners. I was gone pretty much. Actually, I don't think I've posted since last. Well, no, we live streamed on Wednesday. Was that the town hall? Was that Wednesday? But I've been busy, had family in town, was working on some other projects and stuff, but we're back to trigger the algorithm of things you're not supposed to say anymore. We're so back. The FBI has entered the chat. Dangerous extremist language. All right, guys. My name is Swamp, and I'll see you tomorrow.